Welcome to music-prof. In this video we're going to look at how we can use double notes in the minor pentatonic scale to lend the solos a bit of power for playing rock and blues. Now, to get the best out of this video, you really need to know two things. You need to know, first of all, the minor pentatonic scale, and secondly, you really need to know what we mean by playing in tonic minor. If you're not entirely sure about either of those things, we do have two videos which will take you through, first of all, a simple minor pentatonic scale and then extend it into a bigger minor pentatonic scale. We also have a video which will explain to you exactly what tonic minor is and how to use it. So first of all, let's have a look at the minor pentatonic scale that we're going to be using. We're going to do this exercise in E minor, so let's first of all look for an E note on the first string. Okay, working from there, we now get the first octave of the minor pentatonic scale. If you've already seen our videos which tell you about the minor pentatonic scale, you'll recognize that scale from the first video. Now we'll add on the second octave, and this is the part of the scale which was explained in the second of those videos. For this exercise, we're not going to look at it in two halves, we're just going to look at it as one big scale. Okay, so now let's zoom in on that so we can see it in more detail. Now, I would be the first to admit that the double note scale can be confusing, and I'll explain it as simply and easily as I can, but if you find it confusing, then you may need to just rewind the video and go over this section again. So basically what we're going to do is play two notes together out of the scale. As the notes are highlighted, you'll see a number on each note, and that's the finger which we suggest you use for playing that note. Just in case there's any confusion about how we're numbering the fingers, you're numbering from your thumb. So you've got your thumb, first finger, second, third, and your fourth finger is your little finger. Okay, so here's the first pair of notes. You need to play those two notes with your second finger and your third finger. And then with your right hand, just run your pick across the two strings in one movement so that the two notes sound almost together. The second pair of notes, very similar, just 2 frets further down from the first pair. Now, the next two notes that we want to play are both on the same string. So we're going to have to take this note here and move it down to here. This means that we can play it along with this note as the third pair of notes. Up to this point, all the pairs of notes have been on the same fret, but that's now going to change. This is the next pair, and as you can see, we're still using the second and third fingers, but we've got them slightly staggered. Now we get on to the fifth pair, and for the first time you're using your first finger and your second finger. The next pair is the end of the first octave, and it looks like this. Sometimes, to make things easier, instead of playing the notes as we've got them shown now with the second and third fingers, we just bar it across with the third finger like this. Because all the pairs of notes in the second octave occur on the same fret, we tend to play them all by either barring with the third finger or the first finger, and this makes the changes between them that much faster. So here's the next pair. As you can see, we're now barring these with the first finger. For the next pair, we end up, as we did before, with two notes on the same string, and so this note here is going to move down to here so that we can play these two notes together. This next pair is quite simple, and then we're on to this pair. The note which is coloured purple is once again a note that we've relocated, but this time we've relocated it from here, which is an octave above where it's actually sounding now. For the last pair, we do much the same thing, and the note which is in purple is actually being stolen from here, an octave above. So let's watch that progression again, and this time I'll play the notes as they're highlighted. Okay, that's the first octave. Now let's have a look at the second octave. As I said before, the reason that we use one finger to play the pairs of notes in the second octave is just so that we can play the pairs faster, and it sounds more like this. As usual, at this point we're going to put a backing track on to play along to. Now the backing track is in E major, but we're going to be playing E minor, which means we're playing in tonic minor. Now, as I said before, if you don't fully understand what tonic minor is, check out our video which explains this fully. Once again, as usual, I'll play a little bit first, and then you pick it up and play through to the end. The idea is to try and mix in some double note lead with the ordinary single note lead which you'd normally play. So, here goes. Okay, you pick it up from here and play through to the end. So, there we have it. If you had any difficulty at all playing along with that, then you may need to practice the scale for a while before you try it again. It is a complicated scale, and you really need to fix in your head exactly where those notes are. Once you've done that, just run the video again and see how you get on. If you want to move this double note scale into another key, then check out our video which shows you how to play lead in different keys. There's an up-to-date list of all the videos on our website, or you can follow us on Facebook to keep up with all the latest news. So, I hope you didn't find that too difficult and that it's going to help you put some power into your lead playing. Many thanks for looking in, have fun with your guitar playing, and we hope to see you again very soon.